When you play a video game, what are your expectations? Each one of us would probably give a different answer to that question. For me, I found the less competitive I am about a game, the more I tend to enjoy it. I realize this because the more I play games and make videos about them, the more conscious I am of my own expectations and how extremely important they are when it comes to managing and understanding my experiences.
That's such garbage. We let them reset so many times. Ah, damn. Ah, I lose RP for that.
So, when it comes to the Cup of the Day competitions in Trackmania, I don't really mind when I inevitably crash or lose to players who are faster than I am.
Yeah. I hope I respawn fast enough. I don't know. No, I didn't. Damn. Okay, that's fine. GG's.
But every once in a while, even the most casual of players can surprise ourselves.
Oof. Never mind. What the hell? How did I do that?
This is the story of one of my biggest surprises yet. Cup of the Day gives you 15 minutes to learn the map and set the fastest time you can, or going into elimination rounds where the slowest 4 players are eliminated until there's only 1 player left standing. This cup started with the same expectations I always have. I would use the 15-minute qualifier to see how I do and decide if I like the track, and then just play until I'm inevitably eliminated and move on to something else. The track itself was somewhat underwhelming. Not a bad track by any means, but not the style I normally enjoy. A mix of grass and tech turns, the track had a decent flow, but felt extremely easy for me to crash. Adding in an inline that was reasonably unique, the result was a track that made my expectations so insignificant that I wasn't even recording during the qualifier. My qualifying time landed me only in Division 20, but I noticed in the warm-up that I was in the top 10 at every checkpoint. This piqued my interest, but even so, it was very unlikely I could win. But I figured as long as I didn't crash in the early rounds, I could probably make it pretty far. So, of course, I crashed.
And I'm immediately out. You gotta be kidding. Okay. Strong start. What am I doing? What am I doing? Brother. Again. I've crashed that section every round so far. What am I doing? God, I even relief and it still wasn't enough. I'm doing so badly right now, it's crazy.
Luckily for me, those crashes weren't enough to eliminate me. By the grace of Division 20, I was still in. It wasn't until round 5 that I had a somewhat clean run, notwithstanding a small clip at the start. But I still wasn't consistent.
That was bad, but didn't crash, I guess? I effectively did. Okay, well, there it is. I might be out here because I'm going to eat all of this penalty. here because I'm shifting too late.
Even though I knew what I was doing wrong in most turns, I didn't know if I could execute it consistently enough to last for 14 more runs. To add to that, with each round I saw my opponents get faster and faster. I was improving a bit, but there was no way I was going to find the pace I needed to compete with the fastest players. But that's the thing about Cup of the Day. In many cases, it's not the fastest player who wins. Rather, the Cup rewards consistency, and consistent players also have the opportunity to learn the map as the rounds progress. This had worked to my advantage before, and maybe it could work here.
Really strict, but cleaner than I've been getting. Oh, that was risky. Nice. UPD.
By this point, the Cup was reaching a crucial transition. With the exception of a bad jump in the middle, a reasonably clean run had me in the top 16.
Oh, jumped way too far, bad landing.
Now, only 2 players were eliminated each round, and the rhythm I had settled into gave me a decent chance at surviving. And survive I did.
Oh. Somehow didn't lose. And I released the end. Wow, that could have been a 51. Holy shit. And they're not gonna do it. It's just like, dude, if they run a 51, I'm not gonna beat them. Respectable. Oh, asterisks out.
I knew that if an opponent drove under 52 seconds, I had no chance. But one of the fastest players had crashed, which made my chances of survival even better. Of course, it was at this point that I found a new way to crash the start myself.
Fine, we continue. Here. Saved. Okay, it's fine.
In top 8, only 1 player is eliminated each round. By now, I was actually thinking I might win, but 2 things cast doubt in my mind. 1, I was still not hitting clean runs. The start always felt like I might crash, and throughout the map I had inconsistent lines, bad drifts, and huge acceleration releases just to keep myself from slamming into walls.
Huge release.
And 2, there were still players who were much faster than I was.
We're still okay. Yeah, see, like the 51s I can't compete with. Not realistically, theoretically, but...
But then, I surprised myself.
Okay, apparently I can do a 51. Interesting.
Throughout the Cup, I had expected I would never drive a 51 second time. I wasn't thinking about it or even trying. My only focus was not crashing, and yet somehow I had improved more than half a second from my qualifying time. And I did it 2 rounds in a row. Then, in the top 3 round, something significant happened. The fastest player had crashed. My opponent was still very capable of beating me, but now I felt like I had a decent chance. With each passing round, I had gotten more and more nervous. My heart was beating almost out of my chest, and my left hand was shaking so much I had started consciously lifting it away from my brake button just to keep from mishitting the key. Now, there was nothing left to do. It was just me in the car against the track, trying not to crash and to cross the finish line before my opponent. So I took a deep breath and went for it.
He crashed. He crashed. Oh, let's go. Wow. Let's go, baby. Oh.
Winning Division 20 might not seem like much, but as a player who lacks consistency, winning any division is something I wasn't sure I would ever accomplish. I had run a 51.9 in that round, time I spent most of the Cup thinking I wouldn't be able to do. I had never expected to win, and that made the win all the more uplifting. I felt bad for my opponent, who had crashed the final round, but I hoped they could still be proud of a solid performance. Then, after the Cup was over, I decided to spend some time hunting the track. Before too long, I collected the author medal and my journey on this map was over.
There it is. Let's go, baby.
At the end of the day, we may not always meet our expectations. Sometimes we'll fall short, and other times we'll surprise ourselves. Personally, I just try to enjoy the moment and celebrate our achievements when they happen. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and consider subscribing. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time.